Namaste. So today we're going to do some mirror work, and some of you may be familiar with mirror work and others may not. And some of you may think, what's the use of the mirror work? And others may think it's great. That's okay. Either way, we're going to do some mirror work right now. And let me explain what mirror work is. Mirror work is a self-love activity. It's something to connect ourselves with ourselves. It's something that we can focus on things about our self that we love, and that even things about ourselves that we not so much love. So mirror work is going to help on all kinds of different areas when it comes to self-love. Now, I have two daughters, and I have done lots of mirror work with them. Starting my one daughter was 7, and the other one was 10 at the time, and we were doing a lot of mirror work to get them prepared as they got older, get them prepared to really honor themselves on a daily basis and to really love themselves. And so we did a lot of mirror work, and I've done a lot of mirror work for my own self to really focus on things about myself. Now I'm gonna walk you through a couple different ways to do this. So let's get started. So you're gonna need a mirror. I got my unicorn mirror here. This one's got a light on it. You don't need a light, but just for video ways, I'm going to turn on the light. So it's got a bright light. So if you want to put a light on yours, you can. So I'm just going to face the mirror towards me so I can see myself, and I'm going to take my glasses off. And I'm just going to focus on something that I love about my face. Just one thing. Just focus on one thing that you love about your face. And mine is my tattoos on the side of my face, my stars. I love my stars. So I'm going to focus on those. I love my stars. I love how colorful they are. I love how they look on my face. I love that when I got them, it made me feel even more beautiful. I really love my stars. And then I'm going to find something that maybe I'm a little iffy on. Maybe it's not something that I really like per se about my face. Because we all have things that about, our face or maybe our looks that we're not comfortable with, or we don't like. So I'm going to be honest, wrinkles. Look at these. I got some wrinkles that I'm getting older. I'm 46 years old, so wrinkles are popping up. I don't plan on getting any type of plastic surgery, so they're going to be there. So I'm going to have to really learn to love these wrinkles. So I'm going to look at them and go, all right, I know that I'm having a hard time accepting these wrinkles, and I know that my face is changing, and it makes me a little bit self-conscious. And I know that this is just something about my face I'm not used to yet, and that I'm not familiar with, and kind of snuck up on me. So I'm aware that this is challenging for me, that these wrinkles are challenging, and that when I look in the mirror, I can definitely pinpoint the wrinkles and look straight at those wrinkles and be like, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to not be wrinkly? I could totally focus on that. But the idea of mirror work is to focus on self-love and to get away from the negative talk that we talk to ourselves. So with acknowledgement, okay, I acknowledge that I have wrinkles that I'm not too pleased with. But I'm going to learn to love them. And I'm going to learn to honor them. So let me think of things that I can focus on with the wrinkles, with things that make me feel good about them. It shows that I've lived a life, especially around my mouth, because I have wrinkles around my mouth, so that means I've smiled a lot, right? And it shows that I am wise. I feel that wrinkles show wisdom. It shows that my face is capable of just beautiful change, and they show that I've come through a lot in my life. That's what they're showing me. So, you think about something on your face that maybe you're not so happy with, and you acknowledge that you're not, how you feel about it. And then you start to reframe that and start to focus on, well, what's beautiful about them? What is something good about them? And then you just continue to focus on that. And then, I love my wrinkles because they make me feel wise. And then you go back to something that you love on your face. So I love my eyes. I love the color of my eyes. They tend to change sometimes. Sometimes they get a little bit greener. I think they're beautiful. I love you eyes. They see clearly for me. They help me read. They help me see the world in a way. So I am so appreciative of my eyes and my eyesight and how healthy they are. So I'm focusing on that. Now I'm going to focus on something else that kind of is challenging for me. Is I have a scar on my forehead right here. It almost looks like a Harry Potter scar. And I know you could see it. Yep, right here. This looks like a V. I have that scar right there. Now, you could say you could get it covered up, right? Or you can put a tattoo on there. Tattoos on the face tend to be a bit painful, and I'm not interested in putting that over my scar. So, yeah, I could have plastic surgery to cover that up, but I choose not to. And this scar came from an accident that changed my whole life. And it came from hitting a steering wheel, going 55 and hitting a metal steering wheel when I hit another vehicle. So that's where this scar came from. And so I can look at it and acknowledge, okay, you came from an accident that was horrible at the time. It was just horrible. It changed everything. You signify to me a traumatic event that's happened in my life. You signify a traumatic brain injury that I acquired from that accident. You signify a mark on me that is going to always be there. So, and it's right there in the mirror. So every time I look in the mirror, I see it. Or when I take pictures, I see it. Okay, take a breath. I'm acknowledging that. That is an emotion, some feelings that I'm feeling. And now, let's reframe that to the positive. So you signify to me strength, that my head is pretty strong, that no matter what hits me or I hit, I'm going to bounce back. You signify power to me. And it does kind of remind me of Harry Potter, so it signifies magic to me, powerful magic. And it signifies that I am a true warrior. So I reframed it, and I've honored it, and it shifts something within me, and it makes me feel and sense in a much more gentler way, and just it makes me feel good to acknowledge the positive of it. But I'm not denying the unpleasant feelings that I feel about it, but I acknowledge them, but they don't need to stay within me. I can let those go and replace it with something positive. So for you at home, as you're sitting in front of the mirror, you want to kind of bounce back and forth like that until you get to a place where you have reframed different parts of your face or different things about your face that maybe you're not very happy with, but you reframe them into the positive. So it shifts something inside of you where you feel better about it. It just feels better, that you've acknowledged, okay, this is how I feel about it, but let's switch over to some positives about it as well. So let's acknowledge both, you know? And so when you get to a point that you feel that, okay, I've done enough of that reframing, I'm good, this is what you can do next is like, I love you. You're beautiful. Your eyes are beautiful. And I don't know why, but I'm tearing up. I'm going to cry. I love your lips and your teeth and how straight they are. I mean, you had to have braces when you were a kid to get these straight teeth. So they're beautiful. I love the tattoos that you've put on your face. I love you. You're beautiful. And, I love your natural eyebrows, even though they've been plucked throughout your whole teenage years. I still love them. I love them exactly how they are. I love every line, every wrinkle. I love my ears because I can hear and they help me navigate in this world, and they hear words of love and wisdom. I love that you are just so beautiful. Every part of you is so beautiful, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Is that this person in the mirror right now staring back at me? That's who matters. And you are so beautiful. I love you so much. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, well, I'm smart too, and why do we have to just focus on our physical when there's so much more to us? Absolutely. You're spiritual, you're smart, you're intelligent, you are so wise, all these things about you that you are absolutely smart. But for this specific exercise, we're focusing on our actual physical features, things that are challenging for us to love and things that we just love. And so we need to acknowledge both sides of it, the things that do challenge us and the things that we just love. We need to focus on both sides and then slowly switch over to where we love all of it, and even the flaws that we consider that we have. And a good thing that I sometimes do is, it's this question I ask myself: if no one could see me, if I didn't show my face to anybody or my hair or anything like that, what would I do with myself? As in, what would I feel that I need to do for myself to make myself feel good? So ask yourself that question. If no one could see me, see my face, my makeup, my hair, any of it, if no one could see me, what would I do for myself to make myself feel good? I've spent a lot of time alone recently in the last few years, not by choice, but just necessity. Healing. I was doing a lot of healing, so I spent a lot of time alone, and I really had to get to know Crystal again, and I asked those questions of myself a lot, because I did used to do makeup all the time, which is fine if you do, absolutely, if that's what you feel that you need to do for yourself to make yourself feel good, perfectly fine. There's no judgment here. You do what you need to do for you that makes you feel good. I'm just saying, for me personally, I used to do my makeup a lot more and, just do certain things, wear a lot of jewelry, things like that. And during that time that I wasn't around a lot of people for a long length of time, I began to ask myself those questions, though, because I was really trying to figure out my own identity. I had a traumatic brain injury and I was trying to come back to me, whoever that was, because she was definitely different than the way she was before. the brain injury. So I had to figure out who Crystal was, um, without anybody, having their judgments or remarks or, anything like that. So I really dove deep inside and just was asking those questions. What would I do if no one saw me? No one's seeing me right now. So what do I need to do for me to make me feel good? And there's certain things like I realized that I don't need to wear makeup all the time to make myself feel better about myself. That's just something that I didn't need to do, and reevaluating, did I used to do it that way? Is that why I wore makeup? Is because I just wanted to, feel good about myself? Or was I trying to, be something, look a certain way out in public? So then I wasn't around public, so it was easy to go, what would I do? What would work for Crystal? And given up, well, not so much, I still wear makeup once in a while, but and I love makeup, absolutely love it. I love putting on, and I usually do real bright eyeshadow and stuff. I absolutely love it, but I realized that I was more comfortable without it, especially in private time. So and then I took that when I started going out in public again, started doing that. And it was definitely a different feel, right? Not wearing makeup and having my real face out there. That was different. And then I discovered that I love lipstick, like bright lipstick. I love lipstick. And if I wear just lipstick without anything else, it makes me feel put together. And that was because it was something for me. And so when I look in the mirror, it makes me feel put together. And that's what mattered. At that point, that's what made me. And then, my hair color, I went to different hair colors and trying to figure out, it's like, if I wasn't going out in public, would I still do the rainbow colored hair? Would I, what color would my hair be? What makes me feel good when I look in the mirror? And it came back. It's definitely the rainbow colored hair. I love it. Like, even when I go to one tone of a one tone color, like a bright color, it still doesn't resonate with me like the rainbow color does. So like the different colors. So that's like really resonated hard with me. Like, okay, that was exciting, right? When I looked in the mirror, that's what I wanted to see. And it had nothing to do with anybody else. Had nothing to do with what people thought, if they liked it or not. I was happy with it. So slowly but surely, like a puzzle, I began to put the pieces back together. I began to be like, okay, what about jewelry? What about clothing? What about this? What about that? What I kept asking myself, if no one could see me, would I want to wear this? Would I, put this jewelry on? What would I wear if no one could see me? What would, when you take away other people's eyes and judgments and opinions of you, what resonates with you in here? In here, when you look in the mirror, what do you want to see? That's the trick of just inner beauty, as in like feeling good about yourself, is what you see in the mirror, not what the outside people see. So, my advice to anybody is to just be you and do it for you. And if the world doesn't like it, well, and if the world likes it, great. But it doesn't matter, because you're doing it for you. And that's the most important person, is this person in this mirror. This is who you need to impress right here. This one. Because they're the ones that count. And when you begin to do that for yourself, you put off this new energy, this new vibrational energy, and it raises your vibration. You put that out there to the world, and it attracts some beautiful things, some new people, new situations, all good stuff when you honor this. So I challenge you, ask yourself this question: what would I do if no one could see me? As in, how would I do my hair? How would I do my face? Would I wear certain things? What would I do if I didn't have to think about what other people thought? What would I do? And then do it. Do one thing. Just one thing. Challenge yourself to do one little thing, make a little change just for you. And it's scary at first. Trust me, I know it is very scary at first when you do that. When you're so used to doing things with the idea that so and so may see me, or, I need to put on my best face to be in front of these certain people or whatever, because we're always like, I don't know about you, but me, it has concerned me in the past when people judge me about how I look or whatever. It was really concerning to me. So I think, though, living in that judgment of others kept me in a box. And it wasn't until my accident, it wasn't until I had some highly traumatic personal events that I had to rebuild myself piece by piece. And I'm still building myself. That I realized that it doesn't matter what other people think. I don't really care what people think of how I look or what I do. This one right here, that's who really matters. This one right here, this is who I love, and this is who loves me. So I hope this serves you well. I hope it inspires you just to be you, no matter what form that takes, because you're beautiful in any form that you choose to be, especially when you do it just for you. So I wish you nothing but peace, love, and joy, and I love you, and have a beautiful, blessed day.